Good morning, children. Today is the last part or the last lesson of your Unit 6. Okay, so in this lesson, we are going to study about the elections and local self government. Okay, India is the largest democracy in the world. A democratic government is defined as a government of the people, for the people, and by the people. This means the citizens of the country have the freedom to choose their leaders who form government and make laws for the benefit of the country. What is India? Indian government or Indian constitution is a democratic government, democratic constitution. Okay, India is the largest among the world. What is the meaning of democratic government? It is the rule or the government formed of the people, for the people, and by the people for making laws for benefit of the whole country. That means we have the right to form or elect our own leaders of our choice, and they will form the laws to the government, the country. Okay, India is vast country with a diverse population. Villages, towns, and cities are separated across the nation. Governing such a huge nation is not easy for single government. Hence, three levels of government have been created to handle matters at national, state, and local level. This paragraph tells that because India is highly populated, huh, and leading such big country is not an easy task by single government. So what happened in India, we made three levels of government. How many levels of government, children? We made three levels of government. One at the central level, one at the state level, and one at the local level. These are called as the three levels of the government. So these, what they do, they handle the government work at specific area. Central government is the head of the all the governments, which is in Delhi, and it is the important or the leader, you can say leader type of government. The second one is the state government, which looks into the matters of state, and the local self government is the government which takes care at the grassroots levels. What is grassroots level? At the initial or at the basic levels of the society. Okay, so as I told you, India is a democratic government. In this page you have to remember, India is a democratic government. Democratic government is nothing but the government made of the people, for the people, and by the people to form laws to benefit the country. And our government is divided into three levels: the central level, the state level, and the local self government. Central government is also called as the union. Okay, then is the state government, which looks into the state matters, and the third one is the local self government. Okay, central government handles matter at national level importance, like defense, security, finance, railway, etc. Okay, that is all the cabinets or the ministers, country ministers are at this level. In the state level, the state ministers are at the level who take law and order, transport and health. At the industrial state level, and sorry, individual state levels, these are mostly based in the respective state capitals. Okay, this is in Delhi, and the state governments are at respective state capitals. This point is to be remembered, children. The state government is in its respective state capitals. For example, our state government head office is located in the state capital, Bangalore. Like that, in the other states also, the state government functions at its state capitals. Local self-government works to create better living condition at the grassroots levels, including society, including villages and smaller jillas. They look after digging of wells, running of local schools, medical centers, etc. I told you, grassroots level means people living at the basic areas like villages and all, and this local self government helps the people in giving them all the facilities at smaller villages of the society and even smaller jillas. Is this part clear, children? Now let us study them little bit in detail. What is self-government? The government at the lowest level, the local government, plays an important role in country's administration at grassroots levels in villages as well as in all towns and cities. Okay, the local self-government is the lowest level of government, and this is the local government. Which is the lowest level, children? Local self-government, or and it is the local government which plays important role in country's administration at the grassroots levels in villages as well as in all towns and cities, whether big or small. Okay, this local self-government is in small villages also and in big cities also. Okay, the concept of local self-government originated during the Vedic period. I told you, in the Vedic period what all happened. They called the king as Rajan, and they called they called themselves, the administration was divided into Sabha and Samiti, and the members of the Sabha and Samiti helped the king to run the administrative matter. That system is followed in the local self-government. In the post independence, after independence, what happened? These have been given different names. Okay, what happened? This Sabha and Samitis have been given different names after independence, but we are following the same pattern. In villages it is called the village panchayat or the gram panchayat. In smaller towns and cities it is called the municipalities. In bigger or metro cities it is called as the municipal corporation. Local self-government is divided into three parts, which takes care of the gram panchayat, municipalities and municipal corporations. Okay, children, this is, I'll tell you example, giving an example. We can consider this as one of the town. For example, if we tell at gram panchayat, Halaga gram panchayat. Okay, municipals is like Belgaum municipal, smaller towns. Okay, one town of, for example, or else you can take one small city, Gokak municipals and Belgaum municipal corporations, village, city and big city. Halga, example of village panchayat, Gokak municipalities of the towns, and Belgaum municipal corporation of the big cities or the metros. Is this part clear? Remember that this is the local self government which takes care of grassroots levels in village, cities and towns. Okay. Now, what are their important functions? What is the important function of local self-government? They perform similar functions such as construction and maintenance of roads and street lights, maintaining cleanliness and ensuring proper disposals of garbage and sewages, providing clean drinking water, electricity, public transport, setting up and running of schools and medical centers, maintaining public parks and gardens, keeping records of births and deaths. Okay, is this okay? Now all these three play these major role at their levels. For example, at gram panchayat also all these things happen. In municipalities also these things happen, and in municipal corporations also these things are maintained. What are the major functions? Remember, what all is happening in our society are taken care by these governments. For example, providing drinking water, electricity, transport, the roads maintenance, garden maintenance. Okay, and whenever there is a birth and death of a person, that also is maintained by the municipal corporation. So these are the major functions of the first, the lowest level of government. Okay, children. Now, a sarpanch is the leader of village panchayat. Village panchayat, who is the leader of our halga? Remember these in the form of examples, children. Who is the head of halga panchayat? It is the sarpanch. Who is the chairman of municipal of Gokak? It is the leader of municipalities. It is the chairpersons. And who is the leader of the municipal corporation? It is the mayor. So here, if you remember, village panchayat is a sarpanch leader, municipalities it is the chairperson. Okay, and the in big cities municipal corporations it is the mayor. Remember, sarpanch, chairperson and mayor. Okay, now coming to this process, we came to know about the three levels of government. Now how do they come into force, how do they come into picture? It is through elections and voting system. We select or we elect our leaders through elections and voting systems. We Indians are lucky as we live in a democratic country. We can choose our leaders. Every citizen who is 18 years automatically gets the right to vote. As you all get right to education at this age, when you come to the age of 18, you all will get the right to vote and elect your leader for the country. Just as you elect your school captain or class monitor by writing his or her name on the piece of paper and dropping it in the closed box, similarly, your parents do this, exercise this right by choosing a person from the list of candidates. They drop the name written on the piece of paper into the box. This is known as the secret ballot. The procedure, as you elect your school captain, in the same way, that procedure, what happens, your parents also follow the, and that procedure of electing the leader, writing their name and putting in the box, is called as the secret ballot system to elect one leader. You, a person who is 18 years, gets the right to vote. Is this part clear? Now, this is what is called as the secret ballot system of election. Okay, this method of voting ensures that all the votes are cast in the secret so that the voter is not influenced by any other person, and at the time of voting no one knows who the voter has chosen. This system is done because uh, some other party should not come and oppose you to select, put your choice. That is the reason this paper system or the secret ballot system is there in our country. Or nowadays, even the electronic voting machines have come. See, these are the symbols, like political parties have their own choices on symbols. These are the symbols, and in front of that symbol the name is introduced, and your parents or anybody who is 18 years and above can go and press. For example, if I like this shirt here of the political party, I can go and press this button. This person here has liked this cup, so he is pressing this leader here. The leader's choice is the, or the symbol of that leader is the cup. Nowadays, most EVMs or the electronic voting machines are used for voting. In this, the voter just needs to press the button against the name of the chosen candidate belonging to the particular political party and cast the vote. As I told you, your choice can be pressed in on these black buttons. It is not easy to organize elections across the country. Let us not forget that the second highest populated country, which is the second populated country of the world, children, it is we Indians. That is why a separate body is called the election commission. Because we are the highly populated country, it is not easy to conduct elections in a easy way. So what happened, there is a body called as the election commission. Okay, its role is to conduct elections in a fair and partial manner. The country or the state is divided into smaller areas called the constituencies. What did this election commission do? Without partiality or cheating, elections has to be conducted. That is taken care by the election commission. So what they do, they divide the country and the state into smaller constituencies, smaller areas. Each constituency can elect their one leader. Each constituency, there are competents. So among those competents, the public can select their one leader. Each political party selects one candidate to stand for the election in the constituency. Children, you will be seeing, you will be knowing about how the elections happen in the gram panchayat and all. People come and propagate themselves telling that you vote me, you vote me. Okay, that is permitted through the election commission, because they made separate areas for each body level of elections. Okay, the candidate who wins with maximum number of votes is considered as the winner. So in this way, election commission makes the voting process happen. The election commission decides when to hold the election, plan and execute the details regarding the election, it announces the result. The important part of election commission is to it plans like when, where, how the elections are going to happen, and it also tells the final result of the whole election process, who wins the election. Okay, the election commission provides identity cards to all the voters. You will be knowing, no children, whenever we go for some government work or anywhere, that particular government people ask us what is the identity, show your voter id. You know how your voter id is, and ask your parents, they'll show you how the voter id is. And these, without these voter ids, you cannot vote. The person who is 18 years of age and above cannot vote anybody until and unless they have their election card, and one person can vote only once and not more than that. Okay, gives the identity cards to all the voters. On election days, voters have to carry the voters id and go to the polling booth where they put the votes, no, that is called as the polling booth. Like nowadays children, when they come, we give them polio drops, no, they say that is the polio booth. Wherever that area is there of putting something, that is called as the booth. Every citizen of India has the duty to elect a leader. Yeah, it is our duty to elect efficient leader. Democracy has given us the right to vote. Which, who has given us the right to vote? Our democracy has given the right to vote. So we must exercise this right in a responsible way. So we should be as responsible citizen. It is our important duty to cast our vote. This means that we should vote just once in a election. We must not reveal the name of the candidates whom we have voted. We should think carefully before casting our votes. If we choose our leaders with care, we will get a government that cares about us. So this paragraph tells that as responsible citizens of India, it is our duty to go and write and put the vote to exercise our right to vote. And if we don't do this, we will not get the leader of our choice who will take care of the country. Some wrong candidate may come and take that place, and he will destroy the country's peace and prosperity. So it is our duty to take care of all those matters. Okay, now what are political parties? A political party is a group of people who have similar ideas about how to rule the country. Each party has a symbol so that election, even the illiterate people can identify the party with their symbol and vote accordingly. Okay, what are political? See, there are so many here. For example, this is BJP, this is Congress. In that way, so many other parties are there, and we should, even the illiterate person will come to know whom to vote because he'll be familiar about that person through the symbol. So it will become easy to vote the, to cast their votes for their likely what is that leaders. Okay, the political party that wins the maximum number of votes forms the government. Whoever wins in this will form the government. And suppose, for example, the cycle wins here, all the other four will become the opposition party, and this will be the ruling party. Suppose this comes as the winner, so rest all will be the opposition party. Understood children? This is the opposition party. Why is opposition needed? Opposition is a healthy body which questions the ruling government about its policies and decision. It ensures that government makes laws and policies in the interest of the citizen of India. So what are the rights of the opposition party or the parties that have lost? They can question the winners or the ruling party about the progress of the country. If something goes wrong, they are there to fight for that. So that is the role of the political parties and the opposition parties. Now, the word panchayat means a council of five. Panch, see here, panch. This word itself reveals that panch means what? How much in Hindi? Panch means five. So panch means five. Panchayat means council. Council is nothing but people, body of people of five. The five elected members are then choose the head, and that head is called who? Sarpanch. The elected five members choose the Sarpanch. The panchayat is elected for 5 years. How many years does the election run for the panchayat children? One particular winning party stays for 5 years. In that, one third of the panchayat seats are reserved for women. See, Indian government provides provision for ladies also to function in the government ruling administration. So how many seats is reserved for women? One third of the seats are reserved for women. Sometimes women are even elected as sarpanch. Understood, children? It is not only the male who can be the leader, even a female can be the leader in the panchayat system. Okay, Vandana Bahadur Maida became the first female sarpanch for her panchayat. She was the first female sarpanch for her panchayat. She belongs to Kankarvi village of Madhya Pradesh. Okay, she belonged to Madhya Pradesh. By this, I complete the SST syllabus, children, and I want you all to kindly read the textbook once again. Write all the notes whichever I sent to you. Please learn them by heart because the exams are going to be conducted in the school, children, and there you will not be assisted by your parents or mobiles or anybody. So, better please complete all your notes, write them, and keep them ready. We'll be checking it in the schools. Okay. Hope you all have understood this lesson, and if there are any doubts regarding this, please you can give me a call back and clarify your doubts. Wish you all the very best. God bless you all. Thank you.